Hey, in the last video, I gave you a quick run through of our Zen Profit System, which is a 5-step blueprint to getting new students into your practice each and every week. Now, we've used this little system with all of our clients, all of our wellness center clients, and recently we had a yoga studio increase their monthly revenue by 300% using this system. So it's really simple and it works, but what you have to do is execute it correctly. So I'm gonna go ahead and teach you how to create the content that links to the next piece of content, which ultimately leads to this offer. And I'm gonna show you what offers have worked best for us so that you can kind of implement this right away. So the best way for me to explain this is to jump on the computer and run you through an instructional video using my keynote presentation. It's a very fancy presentation, and I just hope you're ready for it. Okay, I'm officially inside the computer. This is the Zen Profit System. Once again, I keep really stressing the name because I'm somewhat insecure about how cheesy it is. Anyway, this is a Facebook/Instagram blueprint for yoga studios and wellness centers. And in this video, we're going to talk about, firstly, how the numbers work so that you can see how this system actually will grow your business within 30 days if you execute it correctly. Secondly, we're going to talk about the killer offer, so how to select a promotion that actually works for you and your yoga studio. The third thing we're going to do is cultivate your inner genius, your inner creative genius, and you're going to learn how to structure your content so that it resonates with your audience and builds stronger relationships. And you're going to see why those stronger relationships or those strong relationships are important as we move further along in this video. So the last thing I'm going to show you is a sneak peek and show you some real examples of how this looks when it's pieced together from a case study. And in this case study, we were able to increase this yoga studio's monthly revenue by 300%. So how this system actually grows your business in 30 days if you go ahead and execute it correctly. So to demonstrate this or to communicate this, I'm going to use a pretend yoga studio or a hypothetical yoga studio called the Yoga Factory. Now the Yoga Factory charges $125 per month for unlimited yoga and $20 for drop-ins. So we are going to run an incentivized introduction offer of 3 weeks of unlimited yoga for $30. So that's very similar to what you're going to be doing if you try and execute the Zen Profit System. And just to refresh your memory, this is the artwork and the design excellence of the system. So we see here, here's our Zen Profit, P-R-O-P-H-E-T, and these are the 4 pieces of content that lead into this offer. So a cost breakdown of this is we have 4 pieces of content that we're going to sponsor for $30 each, and that sponsored promotional content is going to go to people inside of your area or within a 6.5 kilometer radius of your studio. And then we're going to spend $180 on an incentivized offer. So we're going to promote the offer for $180, leaving a total spend of $300. Now, before you throw your laptop at the wall or punch your screen and say, no, I'm not spending $300, this is how easy it is to actually recoup that money and to start making extra revenue. So when we do this, when we execute the system poorly, you should still get around 10 new students through the door. 10 new students at $30 a pop is $300. And I've been very conservative, I think, with these numbers, and I'm going to say that 30% or 3 of those 10 people will return for a monthly membership of $125, which gives us an extra $375 at the Yoga Factory. And then 2 of those 3 will book again for another monthly membership, so that would be another $250. So that's a total revenue of $925. And if we take the $300 that we spent on advertising out, we have a profit of $625. Now, note that this does not include extra revenue streams like 3-month or 6-month memberships or random drop-ins. And I'm sure if you have a great yoga space, you have awesome teachers, and you're really cultivating a great environment, these retention numbers are going to be higher. So I'm not going to spend too much longer, but if you do this okay, instead of poorly, but you do it okay, you should get 20 new students, which is going to be $600 at $30 a pop. And you can see how these numbers work out using the same percentages. You're going to get a total revenue of $2,100. Again, that's not mentioning the drop-ins or the longer memberships of 3 months and 6 months. And now, if we do it well, and this isn't even doing it great, but if we do it well, we should get 30 new students in the door for $900 up front, and then the same percentages of what we went through in the first one, the conservative percentages in retention come out to $3,275. So you're making just under $3,000 in added revenue using this system. And now when you put this system in a wash, rinse, repeat cycle, you're really going to see all of those numbers increase. So it's important to understand that this system will also increase your drop-in rates and improve the retention rate across the board. And that's because you're releasing really positive, value-driven content each month. And that's going to serve as a reminder to the people in your audience that that not only are you there, but you're doing good things, and that your service is creating these beneficial things for their lifestyle. So moving into the killer offer, I just want to go through this video really fast because it's not complicated stuff. The killer offer is selecting a promotion that works for you and your studio. So I've just listed a couple of examples here. We have introduction offers, and then we have seasonal offers. So an introduction offer is a $40 for a month of unlimited yoga. That's a pretty cool introduction offer that a lot of studios run. My favorite, and the reason why I've bolded it, is the $30 for 3 weeks of unlimited yoga. Now, the reason why I think this one works so well is because I think 3 weeks is the perfect amount of time for people to want to make the most of their awesome deal at $30, and because they want to make the most of it, they go a lot, and they're right in the perfect frame of mind where they just want to keep on going. So 3 weeks, and then their little introduction membership is over, and then they want to buy that monthly membership. And I think that just works a tiny bit better than going for $40 for a month, and also it makes more financial sense for your business to do it as short as possible while still getting the maximum conversion rate for new students. So a couple of other offers is your first lesson free for new students, bring a friend giveaway. So that just basically means having your original or your existing students bring a friend for free for their first lesson. And then you have your seasonal offers like Christmas, Easter, summer, winter, and spring, depending on what you like to do. The point of these offers is to bring something fresh to the table. As human beings, we really need to be always offered something fresh. There's a thing called offer fatigue, which means once we see the same offer over and over again, it loses all of its we're no longer enticed by it. And so you need to constantly come up with fresh promotions each month, or at least each second month, to get more people through the door. So here's an example of what an offer actually looks like, and you're going to see that there's no genius behind this at all. It's really simple. So offer ends on Sunday. To celebrate the launch of our new website, we're offering new students 3 weeks of unlimited yoga for $30. Now, pay really close attention to 20 likes, 12 comments, which were all tags of existing students who were tagging their friends and saying, hey, make the most of this offer. And then you've got 12 shares, which is really insane because we hate advertisements so much. And the reason why this has created such online word of mouth is because before this offer went live, there were 4 pieces of content that were really value driven that made people gravitate towards this brand. And this is one of the case studies we did. I purposefully blanked out the information just out of confidentiality reasons. So if we move on, so now let's talk about the creative genius and how you can structure your content so that it resonates with your audience and builds stronger relationships. Now, the formula for this is 4-step formula. It's grab attention, because people scroll fast and you need something to capture their attention. The second part is to tell a captivating story, so that once you have their attention, you need to have story as a vehicle so that your message gets consumed. And then the third, and maybe the most important part, is that you want to offer them value. So you want to give them a point of the story that benefits them. And this may be the biggest mistake in all of small businesses. This may be the biggest mistake that all small businesses make on social media, is that they talk a lot about themselves and they don't really think about the fact that social media is a selfish person's game. Whenever you go onto your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever, all you care about is entertaining yourself or distracting yourself or anything like that. So Small businesses come to social media, they talk about themselves and no one cares, which is actually kind of, it actually makes your audience repulsed by you if you're not offering them value because you're annoying them. So what you need to do is give a point to the story that benefits your audience and make it very them focused. And you'll see how we've done that in the examples below. So the last and final piece is you want it to be you want this piece of content to be part of the bigger picture. So each piece of content should connect with one of your brand values and it should lead to an offer. So let's take a look at this example. So this is the sneak peek section, and this is the content that we use to increase a yoga studio's monthly revenue by 300%. I'm going to keep them unnamed, again, for confidentiality reasons. So the studio was located in the middle of Perth City. The owners started the studio because they wanted to help people working in the city find some quiet space and relieve some of the stress from the hustle and bustle. So you can see this is the first piece of content that went live. There's nothing spectacular about it. It's really simple. There's a shallow depth of field photo in the background with a really easy to read quote that says, "Be gentle with yourself. You're doing the best you can." In the foreground, 668 likes, 80 shares, and 8 comments on $25 worth of promotion. Now, this is really important because this is the type of content that you can see. It's stopping people in their tracks because it's quite it immediately pulls your eyeballs to this quote so that you want to read it. 2, once the attention is there, you read it and it's a little bit of a story that's focused on the individual that's actually consuming this content and saying, "Be gentle with yourself, you're doing the best you can," so that they immediately frame themselves in that little story. And then it's quite a wise piece of advice that people within their market really need to hear. So that's to kind of relax, chill out, you're doing all right, let's move on. So the next piece of content, very similar, it never gets easier, you just get better. Again, nothing spectacular about this. 445 likes, 17 shares, 5 comments. You can see a bunch of tags here, a bunch of shares, a bunch of likes. This studio is really putting a lot of goodwill into the community and not asking for anything in return. Now, this is the fourth piece of content actually. I just showed you 2, but I know you've got a limited time to watch this. So this is the fourth piece of content, and it says, "Sometimes the smallest step in the right direction ends up being the biggest step of your life," which is kind of cool because this is the last piece of content that went out before we sent all of this audience an offer. And what was really great about it was it had 442 likes and then 81 shares. So this resonated with people so much that 81 people decided to share this. And that just came at the perfect time because then the next thing that happened was they got an offer of a $30 for 3-week unlimited yoga introduction offer. So this is all it looks like. It's nothing. It's nothing mind-blowing. There's no Picasso at play. It's just real simple messages that resonate with an audience and sponsored so that that audience sees it. So this is what you should do next. And I only have 3 tiny little instructions. The first one is, if you want to put this system in place, you should decide on an introduction offer. My advice is always going to be 3 weeks for $30 of unlimited yoga. I just think that's the perfect amount. Again, I've told you I'm not going to keep rambling on. You know where I stand. Just the perfect amount of time and a really great deal for people that want to come into your studio. Second, you want to get clear on the core values that make your studio unique. So you want to have a theme for your content, and much like the example we looked at up here, whose mission it was and whose goal it was to bring people a bit of space that were working in the stressful city. You want to have your version of that, and you want to be clear and concise about what you do so that you can build your content on top of those core values. And then tomorrow what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you an email with a list of free resources so that you can actually create this content. And that means you can source free stock images, create graphics, and then create these cool little, I've found a free program that will allow you to create these cool little videos that have become really popular lately. And then if you don't want to write this copy yourself, I've also got a little system that we created to find popular quotes within the yoga community so that you know people within close proximity to your studio who like yoga will really resonate with these quotes. So thanks for watching this, and I hope that this Zen Profit system opened your eyes to a new way of getting people into your yoga studio. Remember, if you keep doing this month in and month out, you're going to see a huge increase in class attendance, and your customer lifetime value is going to go up, 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 and people are going to stay a lot longer. So I don't know why I did the up, up, up thing. I'm self-conscious now and I'm insecure. So I'm going to end this video, and thanks for watching it again.